Hello and welcome to Heavy Metal Rex. My name is Awais, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the 2024 WRX. Now, there are some things that have changed both in the price and the parts department, so the configurator is available on Subaru's website. We're going to take a deep dive and see exactly what we get. Before we begin, I just want to let you know I have a website, heavymetalrex.com, where I do sell all kinds of really cool merch. Also, the memberships are turned on my YouTube page, so if you want to find a way to support this channel, that's the best way to do it. All right, so I want to jump into all of this because there's a lot to talk about. Now, in 2022, the car released, and it was a great car, and it came at a really good price. 2023, there was a price change, but we didn't really get anything new. Now, 2024, things are really changing. Not only do we have a new trim, but we also have more parts in the base model all the way up to the, I'd say the limited, and the price has gone up. And, the question is coming up, like, is it still a good buy compared to other cars? And even though I'm not going to be looking at every other car, we're going to talk about that part as well. So I want to start with exactly what launched in 2022 when the car first came out. So when the car first came out, this is the MSRPs that they were selling for. The base was $30,600, premium was $33,100, limited was $37,000, with the GT going up to a ridiculous $43,000. That's pretty high. The one that we want to look at the most is the base and the premium. I think are probably the most popular trims of this car. $30,000 is a very good price. And of course, if you can somehow get it for invoice, which a lot of people were actually getting a lot of these cars for close to invoice, if not for invoice, which was very, very nice. Now, things changed in 2023. The price did go up with the base going up to $31,600, almost about $900 bucks. Obviously, the automatic, I'm not factoring the automatic. I'm looking at just the manual because that would be the cheapest that you could get, minus any trims or any additional things like the Harman Kardon or things that you would add yourself. The premium came at $34,000. The limited went up to $38,000, and then the GT made it to $44,000. Ridiculous. I know. I don't know what's going on with that. Anyway, nothing was really added to these cars between 22 and 23. Now, middle of last year, Subaru did announce that the BRZ was going to have a TS version, which was adding the Subaru Eyesight system for manual, which is, I believe, the first time Subaru has ever added that to a manual car, which I thought was really interesting. This led people to believe that there may be a WRX that's going to be coming with the Eyesight system. Now, a lot of companies or a lot of online articles did start posting spy photos of a possible 24 or 25 WRX that had different wheels, Brembos, and maybe Eyesight. We couldn't tell at the time. Fast forward to SubiFest last year, that turned out to be true. The WRX TR was announced, and this was a even more performance-oriented vehicle, manual only, that is now coming with the Eyesight. There's a lot to talk about on the WRX TR. I have done a few videos on that. I'll link one up here somewhere on these corners so you guys can check out everything related to just the TR. But today, I want to look at now the price changes of the WRX for 2024 and what we are adding. Now, there's two things that all of the cars are getting. It is a larger brake master cylinder and updated revision to the chassis. Now, I haven't been able to find the exact changes to the chassis itself, but there are some added pieces of rigidity in the rear to make the car either perform better or be safer. I have not been able to confirm which of the two it is. As soon as I do, believe me, I'll probably, if it warrants it, I'll make a video on it. But those are things that are happening to the global platform for the WRX period. So it doesn't matter which one of these models you get, you will get those features. Which for the TR, it's nice because you are getting those 6-pot Brembos in there. So having a larger brake master cylinder in that particular case can help. Now, I know that a lot of people have been putting 4 pots and 6 pots on these WRXs, but they're not really upgrading the master cylinder. So I'm not sure exactly how much of benefit that is going to make, but it's there. Now, the base is also getting a very unique change, and I'm going to see if I can find pictures of it, and I haven't seen the interior of this yet, but the base is now changing from having like the dual split screens in the middle, which I've always found, especially with the plastic, not to be the best looking version of it, to now having just a singular 11.6-inch screen. Now, I don't know, I think it's smaller than the, I don't know if it's smaller than what comes in the premium, but you are now going to get that single screen, which is nice. Now, hopefully you get an oil temperature in there as well, because the base never had an oil temp in the triple gauge like the premiums and above did, which I thought was a little unusual. They should include that. Now, the price. We went from $30,600 in 2022 now to $32,735. Now, compared to 2023, the price was $31,600. We're going up again about $900. So we'll split the even. We'll call it $1,000 bucks. So pretty much everything went up about $1,000. Now, this puts it almost at the same price as a GTI, which I believe a base GTI is also coming in somewhere around 31,000 or 31,500, something like that. Let's say 32. The issue is starting 24, 25. I'm not going to say 24. I know 25, Volkswagen has been saying all GTIs and Golfs are no longer going to have a manual option. They will all be DCT. So then that's another option for people who want manual cars that kind of goes away. And I know we're getting a little off topic, but when I talk about these cars, the reason why the WRXs end up being such great value is when you compare them to other cars. I think in a vacuum, there is still things that the WRX lacks, but in comparison, it's what makes it so good. So that is the only real thing that is being added to the base. Now, they are also adding the Eyesight system, which is Subaru's safety system across all of the trims, manual and automatic. And when I was at SubiFest, I did see Bucky take the TR out and drive it right into a barrier, and it stopped the car, thankfully, that's what it's supposed to do. Now, as somebody who has lived with a safety system in my wife's Volvo, obviously I've had this conversation a bajillion times. I have never had any issues. Other people have had a lot of wonky issues happen with their safety system, but take it for what you will. The price increase includes those things. It kind of makes sense because, I don't see us getting it for free. The premium, nothing has changed outside the things that you would normally get, which is the 18-inch alloy wheels. You can get the automatic if you want. The all-weather package is fantastic because you get the heated front seats, which is nice. You get the heated side mirrors, keyless entry, LED fog lights. You have the option of the Harman Kardon system. Harman Kardon and moonroof combined, that is your package. So not much has changed in the premium. You still get the same features. Now you also have Eyesight. This went up to $34,000. I actually got mine for $32,500. I believe MSRP was going right at $33,000, which, again, about $1,000. It's still, I believe, the base and premium are still the best values in these cars. Now, if you want something fancier, the Limited will get you the Ultra Suede trim, which looks very nice. 10-way power seats, which if you have lumbar issues, I highly suggest. It does come with the Harman Kardon premium sound system, the power mover. So basically, they're adding that package in there. You do get the LED responsive headlights, and the LEDs do have kind of like a C-ish light on them. The premium, actually, if you see right here, this portion right here lights up, whereas on the premium, it lights up, but it's just a singular bulb, whereas the Limited, the entire thing is an LED light up, which actually looks really cool, and some days I kind of do wish I got it. Now, the crazy thing about the Limited, it is reaching $40,000. Like the Limited originally was starting at 37-ish, and now we're starting at 39. So even adding one or two features or tax title will put you at $40,000 for this, which brings me to the next option, which is probably, I believe, the best option for people who want a severely performance-oriented WRX, and that is the WRX TR, new for 2024. This one starts at $41,000, which, again, it's highly subjective if this is something that is truly worth the price compared to other cars. I maintain that it is, and it is because you do get 6-pod Brembos on here. You do get the Recaro seats on the inside, which is very nice. They did revise the suspension and the steering to make it much better to drive, which I wasn't able to get my hands on one yet, but I did actually work a deal with my local Subaru dealership, so as soon as one comes in, my ass will be in it, and I will have a full review for you guys as soon as it releases. You do get the 19-inch alloy wheels and much better British-owned Potenzas. These are actually the same tires that are coming on like Ferraris and stuff. Now, I don't know if it's the exact same tire, but it's probably better than the Dunlop. Now, To be fair to the Dunlop that we got in 22 and 23 was a lot better than the Sport Max GT that came on the V8 15 to 21. This I can 100% confirm because I tracked both of those tires and autocrossed both of them, and the new Dunlops they exceeded my expectations for what an OEM tire can be. Would I buy one for $400? No, there are better options, but you could do a lot worse from the factory. So that's the TR option. The TR does come, you know, I actually have been trying, I have to go back and look at the rest of the features. I don't know if the TR comes with the turning headlights, the LED responsive headlights, but I do need to find out because that would be really nice. So because basically then this would turn this into a combination of a limited and a GT, whereas the GT does have the, does it have, no, it doesn't have the stiffer springs. It just has like the electronic dampers, but it has a Recaro seat. So I think they just took those out of the GT and then took everything that's in the limited and threw it in here. Mine is a sunroof, so they do have a sunroof to lead to lower weight, but realistically, I don't think that it's going to matter that much. I think this is all going to come about the same weight as a limited, about somewhere around 34, 50 pounds. Next, at the very end, you have the GT. I don't know if this matters because this is the automatic only. Obviously, if you are looking for a vehicle that, if you want a WRX with an automatic, I would suggest just going with the limited. I think the GT is just a lot of money, and I don't know if the electronic adjustable dampers are worth it, because if you want to take this, if you want to modify it, if you want to lower it, it is still easier to do that with the limited because you don't have to worry about the electronic dampers. The Recaros are very nice. You just have to decide if it's $4,000 worth nice. My opinion, no. Because if you're looking for, like I said, if you want something that's comfortable and you want an automatic, go with the limited, because then you can drop it. You can make a nice fancy car. Otherwise, just go with the TR. That's probably the best option. I have priced a few times what it would cost in my TR video to actually make a TR using a base, but you would have to go back to a base from like 2022. Now, all these cars, minus the GT or the automatics, all the automatics originally came with Eyesight. Now, all of these trims on manual do come with the Eyesight, hence one of the reasons for the price increase. Now, your other option is if you don't go with the new models and you try to buy a 22 or 23, you could potentially buy a used WRX. Now, many have said it is sometimes not worth buying a used WRX because you don't know where it's been, and that's true. That is true. I sold my 21 WRX, and it had been through some stuff, you know, and this is a fact. But before I sold it, I did actually show the buyer my YouTube page and everything that I'd done with it, and the fact that it was fully modded, so whoever purchased it knew what was going on with it, that it was taken care of, and that it was actually modded. So they made that decision knowing that. The problem with the used car market is you won't always get somebody as honest as myself when selling these WRXs, and even if they are honest, they may leave out some things that could potentially be bad for you after you purchase them. So this is something that is not inherent to WRXs specifically, but pretty much any car that has some sort of like aftermarket support, and chances are, you know, you're going to be getting something that you don't really know what you're getting yourself into. So it's something that you have to decide. The value for these cars, so far what I've seen, maybe it was because of Corona or post-COVID, the resale value for these is still higher than other cars, but it's not quite as high as it used to be. And I think that's because of everybody's opinion on the car right now. I think once a next generation comes out, the value for this probably will go a little bit higher. I guess we'll just wait and see. But this is something you guys have to decide. If you missed out on getting on a 22 or a 23, slowly, this is going to be your only option, and it's still a very compelling option. I do plan on doing a whole shootout of this car versus other cars in its price bracket, especially the $32,000 price bracket, which is now this car is officially in, and that one's going to be really interesting, so keep an eye out for that. Anyway, I hope you guys found this video informative. Hope it helps you with your decision on buying one of these cars, and if you have any other questions, please leave them in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.